Listen up, William Lee. If you can't come up with $50,000 for the bride price today, plus a brand new Santana, the wedding is off. My daughter Lily Green would rather marry the town butcher than suffer with a penniless loser who came back to the village to pick through trash.
Lily. Is this what you want too?
William, you couldn't make it at the design firm in the city, so you come back to mess with these worthless stones. Look at you, covered in mud. You don't look like a college graduate at all. Richard Zhao has already promised to build us a new house. And you can't even afford a meal with meat.
In the city, my boss set me up and I took the blame. I thought coming home would be a safe haven, but it turns out this place cares more about cold hard cash. Fine. This wedding, I'm calling it off. I wasn't planning on keeping this $500 for food either. Under the villagers' mocking gazes, I walked straight to my neighbor Bob's pig pen. Bob, sell me that black stone trough you use for feeding pigs. $500 and I'll take it right now.
William, have you lost your mind? That old trough's edges are chipped. Even my dad thought it was too heavy to haul down from the mountain for pig feed. What do you want it for?
Less talk. Are you selling or not?
Selling.
You're such a fool. $500 could buy me 10 new plastic basins.
Haha, look at this college graduate. Comes back to the village, doesn't farm, doesn't work, spends all his savings on a pig trough.
William Lee, you're a hopeless case. Lily was right to call off the engagement.
That's not an ordinary stone pattern. It's the Wave and Mountain pattern, a style only the imperial household of the Qing dynasty would dare use. If I'm not mistaken, this came from a Qing dynasty imperial garden. It's an inkstone washing basin for displaying scholars' rocks and antiques. During the war, it somehow ended up here. Bob, give me a hand. Help me carry it to the yard. That night, I locked myself in the leaky old house. I didn't think about Lily. Nor about Richard Zhao's Santana. When that warm, ink-black luster with specks of gold revealed itself gradually emerging, my heart leaped into my throat. Black Kong marble, with an imperial inscription carved on it.
That college kid from the Lai family must have gone soft in the city.
Spending $500 on a broken stone trough.
Seriously.
Next morning?
The whole village was gossiping about me buying a pig trough and thought I'd lost my mind.
Li Kui was totally right to break off the engagement. Who'd want to spend their life with a lunatic?
William Lee, you've shamed what little dignity our family had left.
Lily's getting engaged to Richard Zhao tomorrow, and here you are, sleeping next to a pig trough.
Get rid of it now. Go to town and beg Richard to get you a job hauling bricks at a construction site.
Daki Yang, I'm not throwing this away. This thing can bring our family a lifetime of fortune.
Fortune? I think you're just crazy for money.
Find Carl Long, tell him that the feng shui eye he's been searching for 3 years is right here with me.
Lee, where are you, that stone trough? The seal on that stone trough, is it from the imperial household? 5 small seal script characters.
Yes, and it has Emperor Qianlong's personal seal too.
Wait for me. No, the convoy is leaving right now. Don't move it. Don't scratch even a bit of it.
Brother Wei, tomorrow I'm hosting a banquet at Da Fugi in town for Lily and me. Make sure to bring that stone trough of yours. Come drink to our happiness. We could really use a bowl for the leftovers. Ha ha ha.
Lily. Richard Zhao's Santana is pretty loud. But the noise when he enters the village later will be 10,000 times louder.
William, listen to your brother carry this thing to the back hill and throw it away. Richard Zhao just sent word again. If you keep acting crazy like this, he won't let the village chief lease that barren hill to you. You still need that hill to farm and eat.
Docking, I told you, this thing is valuable. Don't worry, you'll see this afternoon.
Valuable. Valuable. How much can you get from a crappy old trough that's only used for feeding pigs? You already wasted $500 on it.
See that a college grad back in the village, not on the straight and narrow, turned into a junk collector. Lily breaking off the engagement was really forward-thinking otherwise. Stuck with a lunatic like him, she'd be eating dirt every day.
Oh, whose relatives are these?
I stood up and wiped the mud off my hands and saw 3 pitch-black Mercedes sedans lined up in a row with an overwhelming presence, slowly rolling into this narrow, muddy village road, the lead car, its emblem glinting harshly in the sunset.
What's all this? Even the county magistrate doesn't have this kind of style.
William, where's the thing?
It's over there.
Waves and cliffs. It's official kiln green stone, no doubt. This is actually the inkstone washing pool that went missing 100 years ago, gifted by Emperor Qianlong to Heshen. Then it was lost among the people. A treasure.
What, Qianlong? Aren't they just people on TV? Mr. Long, how much is this thing worth? I sold it to William for just $500.
William, your eye for things. No wonder you worked at the provincial capital. This treasure was buried in mud for 100 years, and you spotted it at a glance. William, I didn't bring that much cash this time. Here's a deposit of $300,000. The remaining amount, after I transport it back to the provincial capital appraisal center and go through the process, I'll pay the rest. I'll give you the highest market price for the total.
300,000?
300,000?
Sir, you're not joking, are you? I've been feeding pigs in this broken trough for 3 years. It's worth 300,000?
You were feeding pigs. But what you're holding is a golden bowl. If it weren't for William's eye, this treasure would have been chipped away by you sooner or later. Criminal waste. Truly a criminal waste.
Yo, what's going on? So lively. William, where are these people from? They're here to collect scrap, collecting scrap in a Mercedes. That's quite a setup these days.
William, you didn't rent a few cars to put on a show, did you? Just to save face? That rental fee must have cost you a lot. With that money, you could buy some nice food and give your mom some nourishment.
300,000, Richard Zhao. Your Santana car, can it even buy a scrap of this stone?
A check. A check from the Provincial Capital Construction Bank. Carl Long. You're Mr. Long from Serenity.
You know me.
Good to meet you. I'm Ben Rich from the town construction team. I even attended your lecture last year. Mr. Long, are you sure you're not misjudging? That Leo stone is nothing but a junk collector. This stone is just my neighbor's pig trough.
Leo, I'll take this stone trough. Also, I'm in need of a director with good judgment. Consider this contract. I've heard about you being framed. I'll put in a word with your former boss. No one can ruin your future.
Mr. Long, I'll sign the contract. But I need to deliver this stone myself.
Ha ha ha! Good, you've got ambition.
Lily, thank your mother for me. If she hadn't forced me to call off the wedding yesterday morning, I wouldn't have made up my mind to buy this stupid stone. Good call on calling off the wedding. It freed me. It's a bright new day for Leo Stone.
Ancestors are smiling. Leo, our ancestors are blessing us.
$300,000.
Those 3 words swept through like a gale.
Overnight, spreading across every corner of Forest Village, the next morning I hadn't even gotten up when I was woken by the noisy commotion in the yard.
I pushed open the door and saw, wow.
The yard was crammed with a sea of people.
William, you're awake. We need to talk about that stone trough.
What's there to talk about? Didn't we settle it yesterday? Goods for cash? You signed the receipt. It's right there in my room.
To hell with the receipt. I was tricked by you.
You're a college grad thinking I'm uneducated. You took my $500 and swindled me out of a treasure worth $300,000. This is fraud. That's my family heirloom. I'm not selling. Give you back the money. Give me back the stone.
Right, give it back to Bob. William, you're too ruthless. You're taking advantage of the villagers.
What are you doing? It's written in black and white. Buying and selling is voluntary. Now you're jealous because you lent money? Have you no shame?
Pride won't put food on the table. William Lee, today you either hand over half of that $300,000 to the village as a welfare for everyone, or you cough up the stone. Otherwise, you're not getting out of here today.
In their eyes,
I wasn't the college student who brought hope to the village.
I was just a thief who stole their windfall.
Everyone, quiet down. Bob, you're accusing me of lying. Fine, let's call the police right now.
Don't try to scare me.
I'm not trying to scare you. First, The sales contract is protected by law. I sold it at market price. To you, it's just a stone trough. $500 was already a good price. Second, the $300,000 from Mr. Carl included my later design proposal and the premium for appraisal. If you don't agree, you can sue me in court. But I'm warning you, causing trouble will land you in jail. Think about your fiancée who hasn't married you yet. Would she wait 3 years for you?
Bob took a step back, intimidated by my words. For a legal illiterate like him, nothing scares him more than jail.
Also, I didn't come back to the village to get rich for myself. Mr. Long has promised to set up an ancient stone aesthetic space in our village.
What then?
If anyone's field or house has that kind of worn-out millstone, old flagstones, or mounting stones, as long as they're good stuff, I'll buy them at market price. I won't shortchange anyone. If you fall out with me now, you'll miss out on this money-making opportunity in the future.
As soon as he said that, the mood in the yard instantly shifted. What, even that worn-out millstone? William, there's an old stone block by the back wall of my house. See if it's worth anything. Greed turned into flattery. More than half of the crowd dispersed instantly.
Each ran home to dig up stones from their land. William, are you really going to buy those broken stones? Can Mr. Long really need that many?
Bro, Mr. Long wants the finest pieces, but those high-end clubs and Chinese-style courtyards in the city, they need old stuff. These things are construction waste in the village, but in the city, they're art. That's called resource misalignment.
William, Richard told me that stone trough of yours is village collective property. By rights, it should be reclaimed as public. But Richard is generous and won't hold it against you. He plans to build a brick factory in the village and has his eye on that barren hill behind your house. He wants you to transfer the contract to him. It's for the village's prosperity, you know.
I sneered inwardly. That barren hill may not be good for crops, but it's very high with a great view. And at the foot of the hill are natural river stones, which are perfect materials for landscape design. Richard Zhao wants to cut me off at the roots. I signed a 15-year contract for that hill, and it still has 10 years left. Zhao's brick factory is highly polluting, and it ruins ancestral feng shui. I can't transfer it. If you really want to get rich, why not join me in stone aesthetics?
Stone aesthetics. I see you want it all for yourself. William, don't think knowing Carl Long makes you hot stuff. In Forest Village, what I, Richard Zhao, say is law. You'll sell that mountain whether you like it or not. Let's just see about that.
Richard, why waste your breath on this poor nobody? Ha! That check of his might not even clear. Let's head to town. Mayor Will is waiting for us to cut the ribbon.
I know that first provocation is just the beginning. Richard Zhao has connections in town. He'll definitely try to block me with contracts and land permits and shut me down. I have to, before that $300,000 actually hits the account, complete the first batch of resource integration. That afternoon, I didn't rest. Instead, I walked all over the village with my camera. Behind the abandoned ancestral hall at the east end of the village, I stopped. There was a row of stone tablets left abandoned in the mud. The carvings were already blurred, but I could feel the profound sense of history.
That's a Ming Dynasty tablet commemorating chastity and filial piety. Too bad it was smashed back then.
I turned around and saw it was Grandpa Rock, the solitary old man of the village. He used to be the only stonemason in the village. His craft had been passed down for generations. Too bad nobody wants to learn it now. Grandpa Rock, you recognize this stele?
Kid, you've got a sharp eye. Every stone in this village, I've got them all in my mind. If you really want to save these old stones, I'll give you a hand.
I knew I had found my second treasure.
Early the next morning, William, don't blame the village for being heartless. This notice of contract termination, you will sign it today whether you like it or not.
Richard Zhao still sat on the sidelines, looking confident he would get what he wanted, as if the entire forest village was already Zhao's. The reason, the village's industrial construction plan, to reclaim the mountain lease and build a brick factory. Compensation, $200 per year based on the original lease.
$200? The back mountain may have plenty of rocks, but my brother signed a 15-year contract. Back then, to lease that land, William even withdrew all his housing fund from the city. Now you want to take it back with just a word? Is there no law?
I am the law in Forest Village. What the village committee decides is the law. I know you know Mr. Long, but no matter how powerful Mr. Long is, he can't interfere with our village's land planning and this stone aesthetics thing. It's all fluff. A brick factory brings tax revenue to the village and gives everyone jobs. That's a public benefit project. If that $300,000 check of yours is really cashable, then just take the money and get back to the city. Don't block everyone's path to wealth in the village.
William, you need to know when to compromise. Richard is trying to help the village. You're hogging that barren hilltop. What else can you do there besides raise scorpions? Sign now and we'll all save face.
Looking at these people, I don't feel anger, only a sense of absurdity, like watching a play. Village Chief, have you read the Rural Land Contract Law of the People's Republic of China?
What law is that? I'm the village chief. I run things according to village rules.
Then let me teach you. First, once a land contract is signed, it is protected by law. Unless it's for national use or the contractor commits a serious violation, the issuing party cannot unilaterally terminate it. Second, so-called industrial construction plans must be approved by planning departments at or above the county level. Does our village's brick factory have approval? Approval is just a matter of time, so that means you don't have it now. Third and most importantly, the current national policy is clear waters and green mountains are as valuable as gold and silver. Richard, you want to build that kind of primitive red brick kiln, right? That's a backward production method with high pollution and high energy consumption. The state has long banned it. You're trying to go against the wind at this critical moment. Not only will you not get the approval, but you'll also drag the village chief into trouble.
Richard, what William said is true.
Don't let him fool you. He's just jealous. William, stop using big principles to pressure me. You'll hand over this land today, whether you like it or not. If you don't, I'll get an excavator and level the mountain.
Try it and see.
Excuse me, which one is Mr. William Lee?
I am...
Mr. Lee, the colorful cloud stone you mentioned in the email, our director values it greatly. Mr. Carl Long has already informed us in advance, if it is indeed a naturally formed geological belt of rare stones. We need to apply immediately to establish a provincial geological cultural protection area.
Geological protection area? Does that mean that we can't touch a single blade of grass or tree on this mountain?
Of course, if someone illegally mines in the protected area, damaging the geological structure, that's a criminal offense. You'll go to prison.
Chief, do you want the village to have another heavily polluting brick factory so everyone breathes coal dust every day? Or would you rather have a provincial-level nature reserve and later develop ecotourism and rare stone exhibitions so every family can run a farmhouse in?
Richard, it seems the brick factory matter needs more discussion. Since the geological team is here now regarding the back mountain, we should handle it scientifically and according to the law.
Chief, you took my bribe, William. You've got guts. We'll see about that.
Actually, that was me calling my advisor late last night to ask for help. Those two young men are my juniors.
William, you're amazing. With just a few words, you scared off those two jinxes.
Is there really some auspicious cloudstone in the back mountain? Man, the auspicious cloudstone does exist, but the most valuable thing isn't the stone. It's the legal paperwork we have and the national policy. Richard Zhao won't let this go. He's not just rich, he also has some shady methods. Grandpa Rock, kid.
The land is safe, but the real work is just beginning. There's a keystone on that mountain. You need to find it. That's your real trump card.
Keystone?
Yes. It's recorded in the county annals, the ancestral vein of Forest Village. If you can carve it, then Old Carl's museum will have a soul.
Those rocks others see as worthless are slowly glowing with warmth in my eyes. Lily Green, Richard Zhao. What you want is money, but what I want is to restore this land's dignity.
William, the remaining 300,000 has been transferred. Check your account. Also, the provincial capital's World Expo opens next month. I saved you a booth. Bring your ink wash pond piece. Let's show those city folks something impressive.
Holding his phone, staring at the long string of zeros in his account, he felt surprisingly calm. He knew Forest Village's comeback had officially begun.
William Lee, get out here. You've taken over the back mountain and won't let us build a brick factory, cutting off the brothers' livelihood today. You have to give us an answer.
William, didn't you say it's a geological reserve?
The geological team left. My guys have no work, so they can only help you clean up the trash on the mountain. What, not welcoming us?
Richard, you're being a bully. This land is under our contract. What gives you the right to dump trash here?
Why? Because of Forest Village. A scavenger doesn't get to call the shots here. William, as long as the sign for the geological reserve isn't up yet, this mountain still belongs to the village. Go ahead, dump it.
I'd like to see anyone dare.
Grandpa Rock, you're a stonecutter about to kick the bucket. What are you butting in for?
Richard, when your father built his house, I carved that doorstep myself. Now you're making trouble here. Aren't you afraid of ruining the little virtue your father left behind? William contracted this mountain to preserve our ancestors' legacy, and you're dumping garbage here. Are you trying to make your Zhao descendants fall into a cesspool?
You old bastard.
Don't film.
Richard, you may not know, last night I installed 4 infrared night vision cameras at the back mountain entrance. The geological team said during the preliminary survey of the reserve, any deliberate damage to the environment will be considered a criminal offense. The footage is already uploaded to the cloud in real time. Guess who arrives first, the county's environmental bureau or the police station?
Fine. William, you've got guts. Always using the law to scare people, huh? Let's see how long you can hold out. Boys, let's go.
Kid, this is the heart of a man. Stone is hard, but with grinding it can shine. If a person's heart goes bad, it's just a lump of mud. No matter how you shape it, it stinks. Come on, head up the mountain and find your ace in the hole.
Following Grandpa Rock, we avoided the usual mountain paths and ventured into a tangled forest of rocks deep in the back mountain. The stones here look strange, some like crouching tigers, others like arrows about to be released.
William, take a look at this one.
Beneath the bluish-gray stone surface, a texture like water ripples faintly appeared, layer upon layer, as if a pool of living water were flowing inside.
This is water-rippled dragonstone. Back at the provincial capital, I heard a teacher mention it. It's the finest material for Chinese garden stones. It was already extinct by the mid-Qing dynasty. This stone is extremely hard, yet it can be carved to feel like silk. Not just that. It turns out to be a massive natural stone, 2 meters tall and about 1 meter wide, half buried in the ground.
The exposed part
has weathered centuries of wind and rain, yet still radiates a sense of majesty.
This is called a ballast stone. Back then, our ancestors in Forest Village migrated from the south. To stabilize the ship against the wind and waves at sea, they brought this extraordinary stone. Later, they settled here and buried the stone at the foot of the mountain. They said it could secure the village's fortune. Decades ago, during the Destroy the Four Olds campaign, my master, to protect it, deliberately coated it with a layer of lime and piled rubble on top. That's how it survived.
I reached out with trembling hands. The touch was smooth as jade, yet carried the heaviness of the deep mountains.
Grandpa Rock, can this stone be carved?
Yes. This is the 36-style water ripple carving of our forest stone tradition. William, you have a foundation in modern aesthetics, and I have the ancestral craftsmanship.
Let's carve this dragonstone and send it to the provincial capital. Then, even if Richard Zhao calls on the gods themselves, he won't be able to touch a single blade of grass on this mountain.
Over the next half month, I basically lived up on the back mountain. During the day, Grandpa Rock and I studied the lines on the giant rock. At night, I studied the carving details in the shed by lamplight. My brother Doc Yang became our logistics manager. Every day, he carried food and water up the mountain.
William, Lily's having a graduation party the day after tomorrow. Oh no, it's an engagement party. Richard Zhao booked the whole Fortune Hotel in town. He said he's inviting the whole town, and he even sent us a special invitation. In the invitation, he wrote, "Tell William and his brother to bring his lousy stone, to be a stepping stone for Lily."
Brother, tell him I'll accept the invitation, and I'll bring a gift.
William, you're really going? Isn't that asking for humiliation?
Brother, whose the stepping stone remains to be seen. Grandpa Rock, we need to speed up. It's time for the dragon to open its eyes. The sun was setting, golden rays scattered over the back mountain. In front of the giant dragonstone, an old stonemason, a college student.
2 crisp chisel sounds echoed through the valley, as if declaring to this ancient land a new force of life.
William, you actually had the nerve to show up? Look at your shabby clothes. You planning to beg for food here? Or are you planning to sell that pile of junk to the restaurant to be door gods?
William, we're all from the same hometown after all. Richard is in a good mood today, so he's not gonna hold a grudge about the past. As long as you admit you're wrong in public and say your stone aesthetics are all lies. Richard has an opening for a security captain, $2,000 a month, better than sitting on your junk stones, right? Ha ha ha.
William, take Lily's advice. Bowing your head isn't shameful. Just look at what's in that cart. Probably more broken bricks he picked up somewhere.
Mr. Zhao, since you and Lily sent an invitation, of course I had to bring a generous gift. Why not invite me in for a sit?
Of course you can come in. Richard is in a good mood today. He won't hold the past against you. Today I also invited Professor Ocean from the capital, a rare stone expert. Professor Ocean is a man of the world. I asked him to bring a piece worth $1.2 million, a Lingby rare stone. It's specially for Lily as an engagement gift. William, wait. You'd better open your eyes wide and see what a real treasure is.
In the banquet hall, at the main table with red ribbons, there stood a huge red sandalwood frame, covered with yellow silk cloth. Presumably, that was the $1 million treasure that Richard was talking about.
Fellow villagers and all the bosses, today I, Richard Zhao, am getting engaged. I'm not asking for anything else, just a touch of elegance. Professor Ocean, please unveil the treasure.
Everyone, take a look. This comes from the heart of Lingby, a top-grade Tulu show treasure. Listen to the sound. It rings like gold and jade. Its form is naturally and perfectly shaped. A perfect fusion of all elements. I had it appraised in the provincial capital. The starting bid is at least $1.2 million.
William, my friend, how about that pig trough of yours? Is it worth even a fraction of this piece?
Mr. Zhao, Tom, may I take a look?
Go ahead, take a good look, broaden your horizons. Ha ha ha.
Well, it is indeed impressive. The blackness is up to par, but Tom, is this patina on the stone surface done with shoe polish or with acid etching?
William, what are you talking about? This is a masterpiece of nature.
Nature doesn't use lasers to seal cracks. This is artificially bonded. They took several different shaped fragments and glued them together with marble adhesive. Then they aged it with strong acid and finally waxed it. This thing, in the antique market in town, is worth at most $3,000. Any more than that is a waste.
Bullshit. William, you're clearly jealous. Mr. Ocean is a renowned expert. What do you know? You're just a junk collector?
I don't know. Well, does this old gentleman know?
Mr. Long, what brings you here?
Richard, this Tom you hired was banned from the industry last year for selling fake stones. Didn't you know? This kind of cheaply assembled piece, and you dared to pass it off as real?
Mr. Long, even if this piece is fake, William Lee couldn't produce a real one either.
Tom Ocean.
Do I need to spill your secrets in front of everyone?
Oh my, it really is a fake.
1.2 million? That's a joke.
The keystone appears.
As the red silk slides away, a stone, pure and serene, like a dragon-shaped boulder carved by millennia of flowing water, stands quietly on the cart. Although it's only 2 meters tall, the calm and weight it exudes makes the once noisy crowd fall silent in an instant.
The layered ripples on the stone under the hotel lights seem to come alive, shimmering with light. That's not light, that's the soul of the stone.
This is the 36 style water ripple of forest stone, a craft lost for 50 years, and the texture. This is water vein dragon stone. My God, this stone is worth enough to buy this entire building.
Mr. Long, how much would you say this stone is worth?
Priceless. Richard Zhao.
Your $30 million brick factory project compared to this stone isn't even worth a stepping stone.
This is called the nation's guardian stone. It's a true dragon worthy of a museum.
The whole crowd erupted. The villagers who once mocked me now can't wait to kneel and gaze at this stone.
I look at Lily Green. She's slumped in the chair. The red flower in her hair is askew. The pride in her eyes is completely shattered. The rich guy she schemed to remarry in front of my humble stone became the biggest sucker in town. Lily, I've delivered the gift. This stone is called the ballast stone. It's the ancestral root of our forest village. I carved it out not to show off my wealth, but to tell everyone that our land is precious. We don't need outsiders' dirty money. We don't need any polluting brick factory. We hold these treasures, and we can live with dignity. Good.
Well said. Great, great.
William, this stone was dug from the back hill. It belongs to the village collective.
Don't trouble yourself, Mr. Zhao. Since yesterday, the Back Mountain has been officially approved as a Provincial Geological Cultural Heritage Reserve. As the chief restorer of the reserve and the contract holder, the ownership of this stone is legally protected. Anyone who wants to touch this land should talk to the environmental police first.
William, I was wrong. I was forced by Richard. I know you still care about me.
Lily, you used to say I was as heavy as a stone, that you couldn't move me. Now this stone has opened its eyes. Your vision no longer matches it. Mr. Long, send that thing to the Provincial Museum. Let's go. Ha 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 ha.
Good job, William. You have a bright future.
This battle not only won dignity, but also the future of Forest Village.
Forest Village after the engagement party. The sky is still the same sky, but the way people look at me, Leo Stone, has completely changed. Before walking through the village, everyone would avoid me, afraid of catching my bad luck. Now before I even step out, the yard gate is neatly lined with local specialties from every household. Bob even waits at the door before dawn. When I come out, he darts over in one stride with a smile that's uglier than tears.
Hey, Leo. No, Mr. Stone, back then Bob, was foolish. I was blinded by greed. Look at that plot on the back hill of my place and those 2 old stone piers. I'll give them all to you for free. Just let me in, bro, even as a security guard at the reserve.
Bob, I'll buy the stones at market price. The security job depends on the assessment. For the village to develop, it relies on rules, not currying favor. Take your stuff back. I don't accept gifts.
I ignored Bob's embarrassment and headed straight to the village committee's old quarry. There, Grandpa Rock was with a few young lads, hammering away with a clang.
William, you're here. These kids, though a bit slow, are willing to work hard. Our Forest Stone studio finally has a spark.
Thank you for your hard work, Grandpa Rock. The provincial approval came through. Our Forest Stone Aesthetic Studio is officially established. I've already informed Mr. Long. The first batch of landscape design orders will arrive next week. We're not just selling stones. We're selling the craftsmanship of the Forest family.
Just as he was speaking, a hunched figure appeared at the entrance of the stone yard. It was Lily Green. In just a few days, she seemed to have aged 10 years. Her cheongsam was replaced by faded old clothes. Gone was her once elaborate hairstyle. After washing off the heavy eye makeup, only exhaustion and resentment remained.
William, can I talk to you?
Lily, what's up?
William, Richard Zhao, that bastard, he cheated me.
He's up to his ears in debt. That Santana is collateral. Even the deposit was borrowed from loan sharks.
Now the creditors are at the door. He ran off and left me.
I hear this and feel nothing inside. People like Richard Zhao start with greed, end in a bang. His downfall was inevitable.
William, I was blind before. I was seduced by a little money. You used to care for me the most. Remember when we watched stars at the back hill? You said you'd treat me well forever. William, take me in. Even if it's just cooking at the studio, cleaning, I just want to be by your side.
I look at him. I was silent for a long time. When Lily was looking at the stars, I, William, was sincere. But when I came back, the whole village mocked me. Your mother pointed at my nose and cursed. When Richard humiliated me, did you ever speak up for me? I wouldn't have been this ruthless.
William,
The stone is broken. You can fix it with casting nails. But that leaves a scar. A broken heart can't be mended. Don't you love money? Richard is ruined. You can go to the city and work for money. But in my William's world, there's no place for you anymore. Go back. Don't let everyone laugh at us.
Lily Green collapsed to the ground and cried loudly. There was also despair over the complete loss of wealth. I didn't look back. Positive energy is not blind forgiveness.
But principled separation.
When I got home, my older brother Lee Dakang was excitedly fiddling with the computer.
William, look, the big clients Carl recommended have all emailed back. They said they saw the photos of the ballast stone and were blown away. They want you to design the stone spirit of a Chinese garden. Deposit? The deposit is 6 figures again.
I sat down and looked at the dense design requirements on the screen. Bro, money is secondary. We need to use this money to fix the sewage treatment and roads in Forest Village. The reserve can't just protect stones. We have to protect our land. Just then, I received a special phone call. It was from the provincial capital. The boss of the design institute where I used to work was calling. William, haha, it's me, Dean Green. The issue with the draft before was a misunderstanding. I've already looked into it. It was that deputy manager, Jack, messing around. I fired him. Look, you're now a big name in the stone world. Carl's been praising you every day in our circle. Our institute has a big project. We want to hire you as the chief aesthetic consultant. Name your salary. What do you say? You kicked me out like trash back then. Now you see my worth. Now you want me as your face. Dean Green, thank you for your kind offer. But I'm not just a designer now. I'm also the stone guardian of Forest Village. If you truly want to discuss a partnership, please go through the proper channels with my studio. Forget the annual salary. My work now costs by the word. I hung up the phone. I let out a long breath. The resentment that had built up for days completely disappeared. True revenge isn't about trampling the other person, but about putting yourself on a height they can never reach.
Half a month later, the Provincial Capital Stone Expo officially opened. Forest Village's anchor stone was a specially invited exhibit. Placed right in the center of the exhibition hall, I wore a coarse cloth jacket, hand sewn by my elders, standing quietly beside the display stand. Many cameras on site were all pointed at me. Many knowledgeable seniors were carefully appreciating this piece. I saw the colleague who once framed me standing in the crowd looking at me with a complicated expression. I saw countless investors handing out business cards. Hoping to invest in ecotourism in Forest Village.
What are you thinking about, Wago?
Carl, I was thinking, if I hadn't come back then, would this stone still be used as a pig trough?
Ha ha ha! Gold shines brighter, but without someone to wipe off the dirt, gold is just a shiny stone. Ha ha, William. You didn't just save a stone, you saved a culture.
At the closing ceremony, I went on stage to accept the award as the annual Stone Culture Inheritor. My name is William Lee. From Forest Village, I have no special skills. I just held on to the little backbone our ancestors left us. On the way back to the village, I saw the muddy path at the village entrance had been replaced by new bluestone slabs. Both sides are lined with green bamboo, with artistic stones dotting the landscape. Forest Village is no longer that poor and snooty backwater. It has become a village of artistic stone culture.
Lily Green left the village. I heard she went south to work. Ben Rich is under investigation for economic crimes. As for me, I set up a new stone table in my own yard. My brother was busy in the yard. Mom was stewing meat in the kitchen. The sun was setting. I traced the patterns on the stone table. I felt a peace I'd never known before. It wasn't the thrill of sudden wealth, but the fulfillment of steady work. The story of Forest Village continues, and I will continue to be a true stone guardian. Forest Village, now rich and famous, didn't settle into the calm I had imagined. When money came flooding in like a tidal wave into this once isolated mountain village, the hidden crevices of human nature proved far harder to read than the patterns on a stone.
William, go check at the village committee office quickly. Something big happened. That summit group from the provincial capital is offering $50 million, a full $50 million to buy that ballast stone in the back mountain.
I set down my carving knife.
My heart skipped a beat.
$50 million in a rural village at that time.
That number was like a nuclear bomb.
Didn't Mr. Long say that area is a geological protection zone, that it can't be sold?
They found a loophole. They're not calling it a sale of cultural relics. They say it's corporate cultural poverty alleviation. They want to build a 5-star resort in our village, but the condition is that ballast stone has to be moved to the lobby of their headquarters in the provincial capital. They say it'll be a symbol of the friendship between Forest Village and Summit Group. The village chief has already mobilized the whole village, and they're waiting for you to sign.
I put down the brush and strode toward the village office. Before I even got inside, I could hear the commotion inside.
It sounded like a riot.
$50 million, split among every household. That's over $100,000 each. William, you can't cling to that stone guardian title and cut off the whole village's livelihood.
That's over $100,000. My son's wedding and my grandson's city school tuition, all covered.
The villagers were riled up. Some even held hoes in their hands, as if I didn't agree, they'd tear down my yard in a second. The village chief sat at the head of the table.
Beside him sat
a man with gold-rimmed glasses, looking like a smug intellectual. Summit Group's legal director,
Miss Shen.
Hello, Mr. Lee.
$50 million, plus a 20-year employment guarantee for Forest Village. Our group just needs that one stone.
For you personally, we have an additional $10 million as an aesthetics consulting fee.
Just sign that Forest Village cultural asset transfer agreement, and you'll be a billionaire in an instant.
The eyes of the whole village were pricking me like needles. Greed, longing, complaints, prayers. All kinds of looks mixed together.
William, sign it. My dad's sick. We don't have money for the surgery. That $100,000 is his life.
I looked at Bob and then at Shinkun, who once built roads with me, the young man who helped build the quarry with me. I knew that once I signed this, Forest Village's pockets would bulge instantly. But the soul of Forest Village would be gone forever. Ms. Shen, you don't want just a stone, you want the ancestral vein of Forest Village. Once the keystone is lifted, the backbone of Forest Village will be broken. I can't sign this.
Who do you think you are, William?
You're hogging our village's treasure and keeping us from living well. You're robbing us blind.
The villagers' anger erupted instantly. The shouting almost blew the roof off the village office.
Look, everyone, William wants to be king of the village. He got hundreds of thousands from Mr. Long himself, and now he thinks 50 million is too little. He wants to keep it all for himself. Everyone, we can't let him leave this room.
What are you doing? Trying to rebel?
Damn it.
Let's see who dares to move.
Everyone, shut up.
You bunch of worthless losers. Back in the Great Drought, our forest village was eating tree bark, and no one thought about selling the anchor stone from the back hill for grain. That stone is our ancestors' hard-won security. Wago made you money, built roads. Now you think it's not enough and you want to sell out your ancestors?
Grandpa Rock, you can't say that. This is a business partnership. It's a win-win.
Win my ass. William, you can't sign this. If you do, I'll smash these old bones against that stone today and apologize to the ancestors.
William Lee, don't be ungrateful.
We checked. Your contract has a loophole. Major public welfare projects can regulate land use. If you don't cooperate, we have 100 ways to make that stone disappear legally. Then you won't get a dime, and you'll be blamed for hindering local development. You might even go to jail.
I looked at him. That last bit of hesitation was gone. It made me see clearly. The greed behind that $50 million. Ms. Shen, the law firm isn't your family business. Not only am I not selling this stone, I'm going to donate it.
Donate it?
Ms. Shen was stunned. The villagers were stunned too. I've already contacted the National Cultural Administration and the Provincial History Museum. The ballast stone, along with the Geological Conservation Area in the back mountains, will formally apply to become a National Key Cultural Relic Protection Unit. Legally speaking, from now on, it belongs neither to me, William Lee, nor to any individual in Forest Village. It is state property. Any person or company who dares to touch even an inch of it is guilty of destroying a national treasure and will face life imprisonment.
You're crazy. Donating? You won't get a single cent. Forest Village won't get a cent either.
We've gained our dignity. And as the location of the protected site, the government allocates special funds every year for the maintenance of historical buildings and tourism development in Forest Village. That money isn't as much as $50 million, but it's steady and continuous, enough to sustain generations of Forest Village families, not for you speculators to make one-shot deals.
William, you...
The signing ceremony is over. Take your money and get out of Forest Village. We don't welcome soulless businessmen here. But Summit Group didn't back off. 3 days after Ms. Shen left, a massive construction crew suddenly arrived in the village. They were holding a temporary county-level planning permit that came from who knows where. Ostensibly, they were building a road, but in reality, they used barbed wire to block the only path to the back mountain.
William, this road belongs to the village. We're paying to build it. It's legal and reasonable.
Your protected area isn't officially designated yet, right?
Before it's designated, the mountain still belongs to the village.
I won't touch the stones.
I'll dig a ring around them, a landscape river. That's fine, right?
I watched the bulldozer that had already started, and I knew he wanted to cut off the water source and geological formation to force the ballast stone to sink. Once the stone is damaged, it's no longer a national treasure. Then he can legitimately move it away under the guise of restoration. Bro, call the police.
Calling the police won't help, William. They have all the paperwork. Even if the police come, they'll just call it a financial dispute.
I watched those machines working frantically, then turned to look at the stone yard behind me. Grandpa Rock, does our Forest Stone Aesthetic Studio have some kind of mountain guarding formation?
Kid, you're thinking of...
The next morning, when General Manager Sam was about to direct the bulldozer to dig forcibly, he was completely stunned. On the road to the back mountain stood 36 giant stone tablets in neat rows, like a silent army, blocking the way for all machinery.
You're building illegally without permission.
This isn't a building. This is the Merit Forest of Forest Village. According to the Folklore Protection Law and the newly issued Provincial Geological Protection Rules, within the core area of the protected zone, when there are sacrificial objects with significant folk value, any mechanical operation is strictly prohibited. General Manager Sam, if your bulldozers dare to knock over even one stele, that would be a desecration of folk customs. The consequences of triggering a mass incident, can you bear that? The villagers may love money, but they fear offending their ancestors more.
Whoever dares to touch my great-grandfather's name, I'll fight them to the death. Move my ancestors' stele, you'll have to run over my dead body.
Once again, people's hearts, because of these heavy stones, are united together.
General Manager Sam was completely defeated. Not only did he fail to advance the project, but also, due to omissions in project-related procedures, relevant authorities stepped in to investigate. His affiliated companies were implicated, and their business conditions continued to decline. In the end, he was also abandoned by the company.
You win, William, but I don't get it. For these stones that you can't eat or drink, is it worth it? I look at the majestic mountain in the distance.
Looking at the dust-covered ballast stone in the sunlight, Ms. Shen, what you see are stones. What I see are roots. People without roots, no matter how high they fly, are just specks of drifting dust. 3 years later, Forest Village became a nationally renowned stone carving, art, and culture village. The ink-washing pond, once used as a pig trough, now stands in the main hall of the newly built stone museum at the village entrance. And that weathered ballast stone became the centerpiece of the National Geological Park, attracting tens of thousands of visitors every day. There are no skyscrapers in the village, no smoking factories. Every household lives in beautifully restored ancient houses. In the courtyards are exquisite stone-carved bonsai. Bob became the top tour guide of the scenic area. His father's illness was cured long ago. They even built a small Western-style house. Grandpa Rock became an honorary professor at the Provincial Art Academy. Every day, he leads a group of energetic college students in the quarry, teaching the long-lost water ripple carving technique. My brother Lee Dakyang is now the general manager of Forest Stone Aesthetic Studio. Every day, he's busy taking design orders from all over the world. He occasionally drives that low-key off-road vehicle.
Taking Mom to the provincial capital for a stroll, but the stone pillow at home feels more comfortable.
As for Lily Green, my brother told me, she worked in the South and saved some money and opened a small restaurant. She once secretly returned to the village, looking from afar at the current Forest Village, watching me standing at the museum entrance, being interviewed by foreign visitors. She didn't come forward, just silently shed tears, and quietly left. Some mistakes can never be fixed in a lifetime. Today, Forest Village held a special stone carving ceremony. I stood at the peak of the back mountain, looking at the mountains and rivers below.
William, at first, I thought you were just a sharp-eyed young man, but I didn't expect you to be a dreamer with backbone.
Mr. Long, I'm not a dreamer. I'm just continuing the dream of our ancestors. At the ceremony, I placed that once torn and re-glued $50 million agreement into the memorial wall of the stone carving square. That was to remind future generations money can buy the weight of stone, but it can never buy the soul of stone. I turn around, watching the village kids running among the stone carvings. A little boy runs over,
curiously touching a rough, uncarved stone. Uncle William, what will this stone become?
I squat down, gently holding his little hand.
Feeling the texture of the stone. That depends on you. If there's light in your heart, it becomes a treasure. If there's mud in your heart, it becomes dirt.
Sunlight pours over every corner of Forest Village. Every stone is breathing. Every inch of the land is laughing. I, William Lee, a designer once humiliated and driven away, have finally, in this pile of rubble, carved out my own and my hometown's eternal glory.